Yo, there's Six Man Dan here, and let's just talk about the Bulls. So the Bulls have DeMar, Lonzo, Vucevic, Levine, and Caruso. It sounds like a solid enough team as long as they're all your starters, but what do we expect from this team? We can't possibly expect a championship to come from this team, especially with Vucevic as your center. And no disrespect to Vucevic, but having a great center really does give you championship hopes. Think about Giannis, think about Embiid, think about Anthony Davis. All the teams those guys are on are championship contenders because they have those guys. I just wonder what the moves for the Bulls are here. Do they think they're getting a top seed? Because I think the top of the East is too stacked to break through. If they're going for a 5th seed, understandable. Their range is 5th seed to 9th seed. Because I don't think they're going to beat the Bucks, the Sixers, the Nets, or the Hawks. And I'm trying to understand these trades that they've done. They have Levine and DeMar, who pretty much play the exact same role. They have Caruso, who's a pretty good defensive player, but he's not that great of an offensive player. Vucevic, who pretty much just... He's sort of a center, but he's not that great. He's good at shooting. And Lonzo, who's been a better shooter, but is still, I guess, a good passer. But then why do you have DeMar? Because all DeMar DeRozan's been doing for like the past 2 years is working on his passing. If they're just trying to get Levine to sign his deal next year, then okay, make it to the playoffs. But this doesn't put you in contention. There's too many people at the top that you would have to take out. You'd have to be very lucky, have a very lucky season like this season to make it through the East. I just want to talk about 2 underrated signings. So we got the Lakers, who got Malik Monk, who out of all the people that got signed to the Lakers, Carmelo, Russell Westbrook, Dwight, none of these players are going to make any impact in the playoffs. I promise you that. Unless Westbrook decides his ego isn't that big and that he doesn't need to have a triple-double every night, there's going to be friction between him and LeBron. Carmelo has no defense. He's a solid shooter, but that's all he does, is stand in a corner and shoot. Dwight is solid, but if you go back and look when the Lakers won 2 years ago, or was it 1 year ago? When you go back and look, they didn't even play Dwight in the finals. They didn't play him in the West finals. He was pretty useless. He was better at getting techs than actually doing anything on the court. But Malik Monk, solid contract he got. He can dunk on dudes. He's become a very good shooter. I just think that's definitely their most underrated signing. I think if you're an LA fan, you're going to learn Malik Monk's name, as long as they play him, of course, because he will be one of the standouts on the team for sure. And also, let's talk about Patty Mills going to the Nets. He went to the Nets, and it seemed like he took a pay cut to get there, because he definitely could have got more than what he was. He left the Spurs. He definitely could have got, I'm not going to say double what he got, but he could probably get an extra, like, $4 million a year or something. He probably could have got an extra $4 million a year playing for another team. And if you have Patty Mills as your backup point guard to Kyrie, if Kyrie gets injured, that's awesome. Because I mean, I would just take Patty Mills as my point guard. He's pretty good. If you've ever watched him play for Team Australia in the Olympics, he is very good. Yeah, I think that's just a really underrated signing. I'm sure he's just trying to get a ring. That's why he took the pay cut. But you could see big moments from Patty. He's been in big moments and he can do some crazy stuff. I think that's about it. Alright, see ya.